Hello, guys. It's JJ. Today, I'm going to talk about 10 things that everyone playing this game should know. We're going to start off with a few basic things, then talk a bit about hero gear, chief gear, charms, things like that. Um, and after that, a few general tips as well. So, the most basic things that you need to know, especially like when you're starting out this game. Players who have played for a while probably already know this, or they should know it. So the first thing is when you upgrade your buildings, make sure to use the double time as well as the builder's aid pet buff, as this reduces the building time, upgrading time. The second thing is also about buffs. You can see here you have the growth section. You have growth buffs. And here you can find the gathering speed buff for 8 hours and 24 hours. And I would suggest that if you are a low spender or a free-to-play player, then you should always have these active. Because especially in the early game, you need a lot of resources when you get to like the higher furnace levels, like before Fire Crystal Age. But also in the later states, when we are about to unlock Helios troops, T11 troops, they are crazy expensive to train resource-wise. So you need to build up a good stock of resources. And the other buff is the training capacity buff. This triples all your troops training, which means that you can use these buff like 1 or 2 days before the troop training day in events like Hall of Chiefs, King of Icefield, or SVS. And this will just save you a lot of speed ups. And yeah, you'll train 3 times as much, and you can claim the troops on the troop training day. So you need to calculate your training time. For me, my training is about 15 hours. So with this buff, it's like 45 hours, which means that I should activate the buff and start training the troops about 45 hours before the troop training day. So another thing is charms or chief gear. What you need to know here is that health and lethality, infantry health and marksman lethality, are the 2 most important stats in the game, because you want to have your like marksman attack as similar as you possibly can to your marksman lethality, because that's just how the math works. And this gives you the most amount of like attack bonus. And the same thing goes for health and defense. You need to try and have your health as close to your defense as possible. And since we get so much stats from just starring up our heroes, like my Gwen here, she gives 500, 14% attack. We need other ways to increase our health. And this is why I would consider charms to be more important. Because we get so much stats from the heroes. So the other things we upgrade should focus on the stats that it doesn't come from hero, like star level. When we're talking about heroes, we should also talk about how to upgrade them. So for marksman, again, this comes back to the fact that marksman lethality is the most important stat and the infantry health. Because we need to maintain those stats so that they are as close to our defense and attack as possible. So for marksman, you want to go with the sniper goggles for the lethality, and the sniper boots for the lethality. For infantry, you want to go for the gauntlets for the health, and you want to go for the belt for the health. For your lancers, now and this is another thing, I'm a low spender. So what I do is and this is another tip. Everyone, of course, is free to do whatever they feel like. But my tip, my advice is to focus on 2 troop types. So I focus on infantry and marksman. And what you also can do is focus on infantry and lancer stats. But then you have to adjust your troop formation accordingly. So like if you focus on infantry and lancer stats, then you should play 60-40-0 formation. Now with my infantry and marksman focus, I play like 50-10-40 or 48-4-48. But anyway, that could be something for another video. For lancers, you should focus on the goggles and the boots for the lethality. But I just quickly want to show you a report. Like here, this was in Foundry. You can see, like, by the way, I have upgraded. This guy is, of course, a lot stronger than me, or he should be. But I won this kind of easily. And this, I would say, has to do with a few things. First, his hero gear, of course, this isn't his main march, but he still has good heroes. So as long as his stats are higher than mine, he should still win, even if his main march is out. But the thing is here is that my infantry health and my marksman lethality is kind of a lot higher. But you see, like, he has 350% more defense. Yeah, I mean, his stats are just a lot higher overall. And he has Helios infantry. But the reason I won this is because my infantry health is still competitive to his. My marksman attack is still competitive. But most importantly, my marksman lethality and my infantry health is kind of similar. The other thing is the troop formation. So I go kind of 50-10-40 here. His infantry is, of course, low. This was a city attack, city rally. But he still has Helios infantry. So, I mean, 27% isn't a lot, but with Helios, it's kind of strong anyway. But so this is like my way of upgrading makes me stronger than I actually am. It's like this guy, I mean, he has probably put in 20 times the amount of money that I have, and I can still beat him pretty comfortably. But of course, if his main march was home, I would have no chance. But he's also almost fully buffed here. But yeah, that's just the importance of the stats and what stats you should focus on. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is mythic pieces. As a low spender or free to play player, you need to understand that you won't be able to get all the heroes that come out in the new generations. So, how you use your mythic pieces and what heroes you put them on, you need to think about carefully. So, like my first advice, if you are just starting out this game in Generation 1 heroes, you have Sinman, you have Molly, and of course Natalia and Geronimo. But if you are a free to play player or a low spender, I suggest you save every single mythic piece you get for Alonso. Alonso is an amazing hero for both arena and rallies. But my point here is you need to think very carefully about how you use your mythic pieces, because there's no point having many heroes like 3-star or something like that. 4-star can absolutely be okay because you unlock all the skills, the highest level skills. So here, for example, my Reyna is 4-star, but all of her skills are of course maxed. So 4 stars can be completely acceptable and it's very good. The last 6 upgrades for a maxed hero is only for stats. So unless you're a rally leader or something like that, you don't really need it. But yeah, make sure you use those mythic pieces carefully. So the next thing is how to get widgets in the most efficient way, I guess, or uh, the cheapest way. And that is from the mystery shop. You do just a few refreshes each day, and here I got the minus 20% discount also, but you should focus on only getting the 50% discount for the widgets. And then the second best way to get widgets for your current gen is in the Emporium of Enigma event, the Roses event. So yeah, and when we're also at widgets, you should also know that when you're stopping upgrades on a widget, you should always stop at like even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10. I mean, at 10 you have to stop no matter what, um, but it is those even numbers that give upgrades to the second skill. So rally troops buff or rally defender buffs. The third skill or the odd number upgrades is just for the other skill, which of course is good, but if you have limited widgets, then you should upgrade to just even numbers. The next thing I want to talk about is VIP points. So it is probably like one of the most important thing if you're just starting out. You need to get VIP 6 fast, and this is one of the best things you can spend your gems on. And this is because you get the extra March queue. Then, of course, gems should be spent on 3 things, in my opinion. It's Lucky Wheel first, but this can also vary. Like, you don't have to fully max a hero. It's sometimes okay with just 4-star. But yeah, it's Lucky Wheel first, then VIP to at least 6. The next like big VIP level is 9, because you get the 2 mythic pieces daily. So VIP 6, first priority, then maybe 9 also. Uh, I would definitely say it's high value to spend your gems to get VIP 9. But first lucky wheel, then VIP 6 and maybe 9. And then the third thing is pet stones. So you get those here. And this just gives a nice extra boost of stats. So yeah, those are the best things that you can spend your gems on. And then I also want to mention Mithril. Like as a low spender or free to play, it's extremely hard to get Mithril. So what you want to do is always get them from let's see, from arena. Now I have Holger, so I get extra. But and this, always get them from arena and always get them from the labyrinth. And there we are. I think that's all for today. But I mean, there's so much to talk about like hero gear, how to set up correct formations, correct rally heroes, defender heroes, what joiners you should have. Um, so yeah, I'm super happy to upload a more in-depth guide where I talk about these things, but just let me know and I will make it happen. But thank you for watching and have a super nice day. And remember, happy gaming.